it was a gun, a setup way for motion control. But I don't know. I think that'd be really hard to play like that.
Yeah, so we'll find out. But it's been a lot of fun so far. There are a ton of people playing it online. I was telling these guys earlier, I was showing them my favorite mode is like a mode where there's a bunch of salmon that come out of the water, and you pretty much have to mow them down. It's kind of like Nazi Zombies, only with salmon. So
yeah, Nintendo doesn't want to get into the whole Nazi zombie game, probably.
No, just Nazi salmon.
Doesn't seem like on brand for them.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Guys, it's that time of the show for topics. I want to get into it because we might have some lengthy topics to go over tonight. Who gets to go first is the question. Ryan, you choose one of us to go first. Wyatt goes first.
Oh, no.
What's your topic?
So I had 2 topics prepared, so I'm going to save one for next week. I think next week, when I bring it up, it'll make more sense. I think it's better timing for next week. So I'm going to go with kind of a silly topic. This is one I've asked Brogan, possibly Buddy in the past. This is a oldie but goodie.
Oh, no.
You know where this is going?
I think so.
Oldie but goodie. I want to shout out to my friend Anthony who asked me this many a year ago. But I'm going to, ask the group. And I got 2 questions. First one, if you had 3 penises, where would you put them on your body and why? All right, that's my...
Who's going first?
That's my first question. And then after we do a round, I want to ask the group another final question that's a little bit more impactful on the world.
Are we still having 3 penises or no?
Yeah, you're going to have...
They relate. The follow-up question is...
Oh, so the follow-up question is, honestly, if we had 3 penises, everybody did, whether, they were all in the same place or random areas, how would the world be different?
Oh, okay. All right, well,
that's my lattice.
We'll unpack that. Let's just start at the base level.
Well, I want to know, where would you put your peni?
So...
You would have one set of balls.
Can we have a question round?
Question round, sure.
Okay. So these penises, do all of them you still urinate out of them, or do you still ejaculate out of them?
Yes, you will use them as you see fit. You will pee out of one of them, so when you have to go pee, you're like, I'll just pee out of this one.
Oh, you can pick.
Yeah.
Oh, that could be convenient.
Yeah.
That could help.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then one set of balls, they can put them wherever you want.
How big are they?
Whatever. I mean, that's a personal question.
I know, but it's like you put it on your finger.
Are they all the same size?
Your balls?
They're the size of...
No, your...
They're the size... Yeah, I guess you're not... You don't
Here,
get...
Stop me.
And Brogan's around 12 inches.
No, this is a normal average peni.
Okay. Why do you say peni?
I think
is that the correct
We've never
term?
gotten confirmation that that's the correct term.
I don't know.
It's like
Ryan,
mooses.
what's the plural of penises?
Penises?
That's why we brought him
There
on.
it is. Ryan says it.
All right, so
Buddy
just
was
your
the fact
normal penis, your size
I don't want that in
penis.
my search history.
You have 3 of them. Pick where you want them. Any other questions?
I don't think.
One set of testicles.
One set of testicles.
So it's still 2 balls, right?
Yes.
Okay.
If I decided for whatever reason that I no longer wanted to have a penis in that location, could I remove it via plastic surgery? I'm not saying I would. I mean, I'm just,
Yeah, I mean, but think of it this way. This is normal for you, right?
It's a normal day
That's
thing.
like cutting your penis off. You're cutting your dick off.
Yep.
Does it still get
So,
erect and hard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. But
Erect
does
and
it
hard.
do that at the same time that, like, you're...
Yeah, if you're
If you're aroused.
They're all
you're
gone.
3 times aroused.
Wow.
Dang.
All right.
You could penetrate
Buddy is
3 things
pondering
at once.
hard. Have I not asked you this question before?
I don't know if you asked me this one. I thought it was the other one.
What was the... Whoa, what was the other one?
All right, I think I got one.
right.
I'm going to start... I think this is an obvious... I'm going to leave one where it's at.
Yeah.
I'm just
Most
used
people
to
do.
it. I'm just used to it, and I think that that's a great spot for it. Now, I am considering triple decking. But...
What, like an alien?
No, just like having all 3 just right there. You know what I mean?
In a row?
Vertical.
More like, think like Sam Fisher goggles, where you got like 2 and then 1. It's like a triangle.
What would you... I don't know. Never mind.
So you're like a squid, kind of like they can come to... Oh, like
need a
Voltron.
triangle.
They can
How
come
much
to...
control do you have over your penis?
Are they like Voltron?
just
They come
Kegels all the
together to
time.
make one super penis?
No. Okay, hold on.
That'd be cool. Went 3 in a row
you
for
tie
it.
them
Can you
together?
explain that?
One where it's
weird.
at, I would use one as... Now, and not to be dirty, this isn't what I mean, but one as a finger.
You still have an idea.
Because I think that, having that utility, like let's say you're at a game or something, you're at like a football game, and you really got to pee, but you don't want to leave the stands. You could just like pick up a Solo cup and just like put one finger in the Solo cup and like look around and just pee.
But he said you can only pick one that does that, right?
No. You just, if you have to pee,
ubiquitous.
You're just like, I'm going to do it out of this finger.
Using the finger dick.
How would you cover that up, though? Would you always wear gloves? Because it'd be like one finger's
Well,
really
see,
bad.
This is normal, though.
Now we're getting into the second question of how life would be different. Would it be like now?
Table that for a second.
Yeah, we're gonna
table
table
You
that.
gotta cover up that finger dick.
Yeah, I might wear like a cool glove, like a cool,
Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Maybe like a cool, like a latex glove or something like
All right,
that.
that's two. That's third.
I would put the third one on like, and I would like grow my hair out really long, like on my head, and I would have one like in like on the back of my head as like a ponytail.
Well, what would you use it for?
Have somebody
That just seems like an inconvenience. You couldn't use it for real.
No, all right.
No, he could.
So I'll help Brogan with this. That's where I was going to put one of mine, too. Just on top of my head. Because then you could grow your hair out, and then you could be like Gerald on Hey Arnold. Remember Gerald? He's got the really
That's
tall
really
head.
what you
can
would
make
think
his
of?
hair
You would
pop.
I always assumed he had a dick in there.
You would be called dickhead for the rest of your life.
You could hide it under a hat.
How would
Nobody
it change
know.
society?
Of course,
That's
Buddy
table
would
that.
think
Nobody
that.
would know.
Buddy would totally think of that.
All right,
for
so
his penis.
that's one of your three.
Yeah, I think I put the other two in the normal spot.
Yeah, other two.
What's a normal spot?
So you'd have you'll
You'll
dual
have a double-decker
wield
dick
it
down
down
there?
there.
That's right, and then one on my head.
Oh man,
Dual wield it, one on your.
I'd always wear top hats. Nobody would know.
You're like Abe Lincoln.
All right, bud, where are you at?
I'm gonna go with Brody.
Where are they at?
Where are they at? Okay, well, I'm gonna have one that's in a normal spot, right between the legs, and then that's where hopefully it's normal for everyone else. But I would have another one on my finger. Probably the
Which
same.
finger?
Which finger? The pointer finger. Not on my
Be cool to
dominant
have
hand.
A middle finger would be cool.
Middle. That's even
Unless
better.
it wasn't erect, because then you'd flick somebody off and you'd be like, "Hey, flip it over."
Are you? And they'll be like, "Are you flicking me off? I'm trying to. Let me get hard." And then they'll flick them off. See,
They'd call it dicking you off.
dicking you off. Okay.
I hate this. I don't condone it. All right,
How many
where's
listeners have I caused this
Where's
to
your
lose?
third one?
My third one. My third one would be. This is off the top of my head and not on my head. But
Careful word
careful.
choice.
I know. I would have the next one in between my balls and my butthole, my taint area.
Pointing down?
Yeah, pointing down.
You're on a bicycle.
I'm just.
No bicycle riding.
I don't ride bikes right now, so it's okay. I'll just probably flip it up in my ball sack and then hop on a bike.
You couldn't sit on a bar stool.
Sitting in general would be really tough.
How would you
That's
ride
really
a
hard.
horse? No horseback riding.
I didn't really think about this all the way through. I told
You're locked in.
You're locked in.
off the top of my head, so you know what? All right, whatever.
What was your original plan for that, Dick?
Just like you, maybe I don't want to like put my finger in a Solo cup. I just stand straight up and just pee down, like
That's what girls do, I guess. Yeah.
I just stand straight up and start peeing.
They get all over your legs.
By the way, the taint. I've asked this question to I can't even tell you.
taint.
Countless people. You are the first one to say the taint.
Hey, dude, I had to come up with a curveball.
That you did.
What if you could do? No, this is a
Did
whatever.
Buddy say all three?
No,
Yeah,
he
I
said.
two in the normal spot and one on my head.
He said a double decker down there.
Yeah, double decker.
I would say I like bandanas and hats, so I'd probably put one on my head, one in the normal spot, and one on the back of my hand.
Just to hide it?
One on the back of your hand.
Yeah, 'cause I love the '90s. I love bandanas. So
No. I'm not questioning your bandana wearing. I'm questioning your dick placement.
I should have put the dick on my chin. I have a beard, so you're not gonna be able to see it.
no, because
God damn this fucking topic. Oh my god.
I could grow my beard out really, really long.
The old chin dick.
Okay. No, then I don't have to eat out anymore. I can just jam it in there.
You just pretend you're drinking, but you're really peeing?
Yeah, there you go. Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
God.
Christ. Okay. Wyatt,
gotta
where are
be-
yours?
all right,
Where are yours?
so I one on top of my head, forehead, pointing at you.
That's like a
Kind of like a
cyclops.
Gonzo
Like a
thing.
unicorn.
Power move.
Dude, we'd be touching your nose all the time.
No, I mean I could flip it back. One normal spot, one on the back of my left hand.
Why on the back of your hand?
Because I feel like if it was like part of it would just get in the way. Imagine if you like made a jazz hands, you couldn't do it. if you made it like your
jazz
fist.
hands when you have a dick on
Do
your
you do
hand?
jazz hands so often that
No.
you often think about ways
Imagine
that you can continue
typing.
to do it?
Imagine typing.
Your dick's gonna be flopping all over the place.
But it'd be on the back of your hand.
It's gonna throw off your ergonomics.
Trust me, it's not going to throw off Wyatt's
You're gonna be
ergonomics.
doing a dick spin when you're typing on the keyboard.
Imagine trying to take a sip of something and it just kind of flops in front of your face.
Oh my god! Pokes you in the eye.
That's why I said left-handed, because I'm right-handed.
All right,
so.
now let's get to the meat of the question.
So first of all, if majority of people or if everybody was required to have it on their head, think about how sports would be different. Like, or not, maybe
wear
not
it.
existent. Not
You
existent.
couldn't play football.
Or would women dominate the sporting industry?
I mean,
Would
there'd
they?
probably be like some really interesting plays on like cups and protection and stuff. Like there'd be some
Aren't the
companies.
cups for the balls though? Only really?
No, I mean
You want to take a header? Like,
I
you
always
wanna
love
like think
playing
if you're a
balls.
soccer player and you're going to take a header into the goal.
I really don't want to think about all this shit.
we're there. We're on
You were
that.
the most drastic of us all, so don't tell me that.
I feel like I wouldn't want to arm wrestle against Wyatt.
Arm wrestling be a dead sport.
Do you think that
Dick's touching me.
masturbation would become a more widespread issue if everyone had that free of access to dicks?
Would you have to cover it up?
No,
still?
no. I think it would. No, because, I mean, you're not aroused more.
Wyatt just typed an essay and he got off on it.
Oh my god!
No, I'm talking
Why?
about.
Why's your keyboard all sticky?
No, look. Now we're full grown adult men, and whatever we're dating and we're in relationships, and that's great. I'm talking about the teenage, Brogan man.
Wet
If he
dreams?
had-
Okay, in high school we had something called Code 9. Brogan, you know what that is.
yeah,
You flip your dick up in your
No,
waistband.
that's an act.
class.
it's a
sort
very
of.
wild assumption.
I don't know.
But not
Code
far
9.
off. Not far off.
far
Code
off,
9 was actually invented by our health teacher, who advised us that if he had called you up to the front of the classroom,
And you had a boner.
yeah, and you had
Wow,
like
look
a
at
random boner, you would say, Mr. Teacher, I have a Code 9.
Yeah, I wouldn't
And
out
he-
our teacher.
yeah,
who's
I'm not
talking
gonna
about
out
our
him.
boners.
Okay, do the
It
females in the
wasn't-
class know about that or
No. So just to be clear, he did not say, "Hey, boys,
Pulled us into
by
a
the
side
way."
room, and he said,
Let me know when you have a code 9.
We
I'll
were
take
just-
care of it.
We were just joking with him.
"Oh my god,
We
you guys
were
went to a
joking
Catholic
with
school, right?
Jesus Christ, we sure did." Okay,
Was he? Never mind.
But anyways, yeah, you're right. So now it's more of a visible thing. If you have 3 penises, and most likely one, if not 2 of them, are at least going to be
they have to be close?
generally visible, or at least harder to cover up. If I'm walking with my girlfriend to the movie theater, I see a hot girl and it turns me on. It's gonna be a little tougher to hide it
how
Especially
often are
on
you
you.
popping boners? By the way, I mean, if you see a hot girl, do you just go "Bing"?
all the time.
Really?
Now still?
No.
Jeez.
Let's get off our high horses here, guys. We're sometimes, when you're driving, you just gotta
Whoa, what
a
are you
road
talking
boner.
about?
No,
A road boner?
Road boners.
I don't want this. I'm ready for this episode to be done.
All right.
Hey,
Well, so there's
listen to this.
I wish we had like a live viewer count. We could just
honestly,
It'd be weirder if they started going up because like Pornhub just retweeted us.
all right. So maybe we'll just move on. But I just said a thought to think about. Ask your friends. I think it's a very interesting topic. I've been asking this for close to 8 years now.
How old are you?
I'm 29.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been asking this for a long time, and so
Since you're 21.
it was college when I was asking this.
Yeah, I guess this is just basic math, guys. We got it. Okay. All right. So, I've got my topic to get us off this 3-dick.
I think the world would be different, Wyatt.
I think the world would be a different
It'd be a
place.
different place. It'd be full of semen and hard wieners.
Oh God!
All right, Bergen,
follow
go.
this up?
Go.
How do we follow this up?
I got a topic.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So Facebook announced they shut down an AI robots after they invented their own language. I know we talked about a little bit about this last week. So if this does come to fruition and this thing does happen,
Can you hold on? Can you give us or give our listeners just sort of like a brief summary of what that article was about?
Okay, yeah. So Facebook has shut down a pair of artificial intelligence robots after they invented their own language. And earlier this year, the research team at Facebook, our artificial intelligence research, built a chatbot that was supposed to learn how to negotiate by observing and imitating human trading and bartering practices. So basically, they just built this bot to basically be an AI chatbot that would basically communicate with you if you're trying to sell something on Facebook, probably. And so now it's learned that and even more. It's invented its own language that actual coders do not understand, and no one understands it at all. So Facebook